In the days to come, we will say we had no warning. In days to come we will say to ourselves we had no warning. Dark sails now fill the horizon, bearing fire and iron, spite and ripened hate. We will find those words to be of little comfort in the end. Unknown Fisherman Cod.
Welcome to a very special Tyrants on the Field presentation of our Black Tide Campaign Battle Report series. We will be showcasing the Black Tide campaign available through the War Machine app with subscription. The campaign lets you play a series of linked games with your friends and club with more of a narrative bend. The missions are asymmetrical and the emphasis is going to be on experience. This will feature the Orgoth as invaders and the Dusk as the defenders. The Dusk team will be utilizing proxies. Please enjoy our show.
Under the cover of a rising storm, the invaders' vanguard arrives, a lightning strike to silence the warning beacons and secure their fleet's approach to the beach. While the dark sails wait beyond the horizon, a smaller force rows to shore against the unsuspecting defenders. A single lighthouse guards this turn of the coast, and if the light goes out, hope will soon follow.
Kishtar mind was fully attuned to her jackal and tyrants. A lightning-quick ambush was exactly what was needed and exactly what she and her raiding party would accomplish.
Hazaroth communed with his Eidolon and his Ghast in preparation for the evening's watch. With raids becoming more frequent, it was only a matter of time until this coven was found. The proud house of Callus would not fall, not under his watch. Despite sending the bulk of the coven to the safety of the inland, he and small select force remained to warn when the dusk would again see the invaders.
The battlefield before Hazaroth consisted of his manor anchoring his left flank, and just before it trench works the guard had completed earlier that day. Just ahead of the trenches, a small wall erected to prevent direct advance, and near the coast the remainder of the Marrowan chapel. In the center lay the forest, and behind it the great lighthouse, just to its right a small hastily erected fence. Near the beach a rocky outcrop, and towards the right the blockhouse. His right flank was secured by dense forest. And just to the left of the beach cove a shallow pool. Suddenly through the night his keen eyes saw the hellish glow of bestial eyes. They are here, ready yourselves. He projected his thoughts into the minds of each of his wards.
Kishtar's forces consisted of a jackal armed with a hunting rifle, arc nod, and clawed fist, a tyrant with hunter, belcher, and quad bolt thrower, a tyrant with hunter, belcher, and clawed fist. Her honor guard of strike reavers and her reaver commander who calls himself Tyroathk, and a coven of war witches.
So starting off, Kishtar will move up. She's going to cast Indomitable Resolve on herself, and she will cast Second Sight on her Tyrant with Belcher and Quad Bolt Thrower. The overall plan here is to sort of advance, fill the gap, utilize the space between the bolt house to be protected by the reavers. And then I have my commander behind them, who provided them set defense, as he gave them set defense and then ran up. Now the hunter is moving forward, running up, and then we're going to move the Belcher Clawjack up, and then we will move up the Belcher Bolt Thrower, and then the War Witches are going to fly up as well, so that everybody is ready. So pretty standard rapid turn one. My objective, of course, is to take down the lighthouse. The defender's objective is to maintain the lighthouse. We're getting the focus over there, and then I'm going to realize that I hadn't moved the War Witches, and so we're going to do that real quick before he starts moving the forces over on the Hazaroth side. So on Hazaroth's side of the field, there's an Eliodon, a Ghast, a unit of Soulless Hunters, with Seeker Warden, a unit of Soulless Guardians, with another Seeker Warden, a unit of Seeker Adepts, played by the Choir, Prisoner 102822. The Eliodon is equipped with a Force Cannon, a Dawn Blade, and a Dusk Blade. And the Ghast is equipped with Chain Blade and Light Blade Fist, as well as a Power Field. And the Eliodon is rocking the Force Barrier head. Hazaroth has taken Deceleration and Escort, knowing that he's going to need the extra armor with all of the range damage that Kishtar has the potential to bring down the field. Shadowmancer being in his list sort of forced the choice of Second Sight on Kishtar, although she does like to take that quite a bit. So he begins by casting Mirage on the Soulless, and then puts up Deceleration and moves forward. Soulless are then running up, getting behind the wall, except for one of them, and then their Seeker Warden is running up behind them. They have Mirage to provide a little bit of extra. Prisoners moving up. The Soulless Hunters are going to run over into the trench, take advantage of the Resistance Blast within the trench itself, and be able to start putting some rifle fire down range, as is their key. Just moving up the Ghast over into a little bit better position to get Accumulator next turn, and then running those Hunters up and into the trench, creating a nice little firing line. And then the Eliodon is going to move forward. He's going to run up. Actually, that's I think what he ends up doing. He might not. I don't know. He doesn't run. No, he is going to run. That's right. And then the Seeker Wards will move on up to get ready to do Empower following turn. And we go ahead and go to top of 2. So this turn, I should have taken more space than I did. But she's going to get her focus back. She's going to drop Second Sight on the Tyrant to keep the focus. She's going to upkeep IR on herself, so she has her Indomitable Resolve still, despite being pretty well protected. She's going to allocate a focus to the Hunter. And we want to try to take advantage of the fact that the Eliodon. So we're going to do some CRAs into this unit. Do first to combine with the 2 edge ones onto the one that is exposed. Working through the maths to figure out what I need. Yep, not the one that's exposed. They're going to miss. Those two are going to go into the unexposed one. They're going to hit. Figuring out damage. Yep. Smokes him. Then my lone one is going to try and attack one of them. He misses. You know, it happened quick, but there is set defense up on the Reavers. So Kishtar is putting up open fire, or is putting up fire control, is I believe the name of her spell. Sorry, fire group, to give +2 range. And then she's doing some open fires on to the Eliodon. First with the Hunter. Hunter hits. Or sorry, first with the Tyrant with the volume fire weapon. The quad bolt thrower. And it's going to do a bit of damage with this shot. While we scroll through rules to get to what the hit is, what the damage is, figuring out, and just doing a couple to him. On that first shot. Hunting rifle is going to go. We get the crit, so it's crit brutal. So I'll get an additional die of damage on the shot. So the hunting rifle can do a little bit of damage here. It's POW 13 going into armor effective 21. So we do a couple bits of damage to him. Off of that, Kishtar is sitting naked. In terms of her focus right now, but she is fully behind the rock. War Witches are going to move up. They're going to grant 2 additional to the Tyrant and 1 additional to the Hunter. This was a little bit of a mistake. I should have put the other one on the Hunter because he's not going to be able to use all 3. He's going to aim and shoot. Yep, and then he's shooting or boosting the damage. Boost the damage on that, and does a bunch to the Eliodon. At least a couple. Now we're going to spin up the rotogun, getting 2 shots plus 1, so 3 shots total. Aiming, that's missing, that's hitting. Boosting damage, 15, so dice off 6 here. And then not rolling exceedingly well on that shot. That was a little disheartening. The worst part is if I can't take this jack all the way out, Hazaroth's feat returns it fully. He also has the D6 repair card, and the wardens who give them focus can also get within 1 and repair them as well. So there's a lot of repair in the list, which is something that take into account for. I don't have any grievous wounds in this particular build. So, not the best, but I wanted a shooty thematic list for Kishtar in the game. So that was sort of the thought and the theory here. So again, doing a little bit of damage, not going to be enough to write home about breaking this guy off. So again, going to be another tactical error here, because I am just in range, and what I really should do is, instead of taking advantage of aiming, I should be pushing forward, because my objective is to win the game by blowing up the lighthouse. And I got caught up in trying to take out this Eliodon as best I could, and really should have gotten myself in a little bit better position, and just totally whiffed damage there. So now, turn 2, we're going to go ahead and repair the Eliodon. He's going to get a 1, getting the Cortex back. So he's pretty beat up, but wasn't able to kill it out. And that's going to prove to be critical in this game, in this turn. So we're going to remember to do our Mirages. So they're going to apparate over the wall, which is going to get them into wonderful position to do terrible things to the Strike Reavers that are kind of hiding there underneath the dice tray. Hazaroth upkeeps Mirage. And we get ready for the next part of this fight. So they go. Lighthouse has an ability that gives remove stealth and gives -2 defense to one model each turn. So I went ahead and threw it on the Hunter, because the Hunter has the highest defense outside of the infantry, and the infantry is kind of a waste to put it on, because these guards should be able to do at least some work to the Reavers, although the Strike Reaver is a little bit harder to remove than other Orgoth infantry is, just because they're going to be effective 15 defenses. That one doesn't care. That one's going to go whoop, and then promptly fail to crack armor. So, a lot of rolling to not really do much. Again, because the only POW 10 weapons. So, little bit of a pillow fist here. So they crack 1. Crack 1 out of all that. Just some bad dice rolling. The set defense really saved the bacon. Although I don't think I was accounting for the +1 that they get from the Warden that's attached to them, or Weaver. And so that's just a miss on the rolls. So maybe 1 or 2 more would have actually gotten a charge attack in, so that would have been significant. As it stands, that unit is going to be just fine and do some horrible things very soon. Prisoner moves up to go ahead and be ready if the Reavers are able to successfully take out the Guardians. He's going to come in and clean that unit up, no problem. He's an infantry eating machine, which is one of the reasons I brought him. Doing a CRA onto the Jackal with Arcane Precision, just for added bonus, because they're going to aim. They hit all day. Again, he's only defense 10. And going to do a nice little chunk of damage to the Hunter. Then Hazaroth's going to go. Actually, no, the The Wardens are going to go. They're going to move on up. 2 of them are going to give focus to the Jack, and then the last one is going to repair him. And so he's going to repair him. I think he gets repaired 5. It's some kind of a absurd roll, which we'll see here on camera in a moment. Yeah, there's a little bit of him and haw. I was thinking initially to give focus to the other Jack, but he really doesn't need it because he's not going to be doing anything with it. I'm keeping it back, and then I'm realizing, oh, I can, if we do this right, they just move and allocate and repair, and then he repairs 3. Yeah, because it's D3 plus 1. So he'll repair 3, which is nice, and then Hazaroth's going to do Hazaroth things. He's going to feat. And then he's also going to cast Escort. I'm just going to up the speed. And then all manner of horrible things is going to happen. That poor Jack was about to take an Eliodon in the face. First he's going to move up. So again, Hazaroth will feat. And he'll cast Escort. Again, the feat removes all damage from my battle group. So he's got decel up and Escort. And so charges in. And is going to lay some pain into this Jackal. So, lay some pain into him. Yep. And 3 dice from the charge. Pretty good amount of damage there, because he's dice plus 1. Has to buy an attack, it's not within 1. Forgetting that I've got to buy an attack. Still forgetting that I got to buy the attack. Still forgetting that I got to buy the attack. He'll remember it shortly. Because again, just trying to remember. There we go. Finally buying the attack. And there's the damage. And last attack. Hits. And nukes him. And the other Eliodon, or the other Ghast, is just coming around to say hi, do Protectorate thing, or do Dust things. Turn 3. So about halfway through, I have not advanced my line of battle nearly enough, or at all. And this is going to prove to be a critical mistake that I've made. So now I've really got to get rid of this Eliodon. It's causing major headaches for me. And so Gishtar is going to let everything drop. She's going to move out. Get to where I can open fire with both of the onto both of the Tyrants, and also have line of sight to the Eliodon, so I can do a little bit of damage myself. Because we cannot have this Eliodon survive. If it survives, it is horrific news for us. So she's going to start pumping shots. She feeds, and we'll start pumping shots into it. So we just crank the damage there, which is good. And then doing it again. Hits. Again, Kishtar's Feet is an absolute beating when it works, and then it's an absolute beating if it doesn't work. So I'd like to be doing more work. I'd like to have been able to save this and take out the tower, but I've kind of put myself in a situation because I didn't move up far enough in the follow-on turns that this Eliodon is becoming a problem. And part of that was the list that I had taken did not have enough melee oomph to it. It's one of the issues with Kistar is you want to maximize that feat, but if you don't have some beaters in the list, it just falls apart. So was going for a fluffy tip of the spear, and it played all right. I mean, I like the list. I just don't like it into this scenario because of how many boxes the structure has, and the fact you can't charge structures anymore. So the idea was kind of pound it from afar, and I did not succeed in that. At least to this point. We're just trying to beat this Eliodon out of here. More witches are going to move up. And there, one of them's first one's going to Dark Shroud, and the other two are going to give focus to the Tyrant with all the guns. Reavers are going to try and do reaving things. We do get one. He's going to try. He's going to miss. Because they've got just enough defense to be super annoying. And then I can't roll at all. And Kishtar's Feet does not affect them. Which is, again, a sad panda moment. So he's down to 3, plus the Warden in that unit. Now I'm beating up on the Eliodon again. See if we can get that Eliodon fully taken out this turn. It's going to be super tight. I can already tell you that just by the way that I'm rolling. Yep. Again, poor roll. Poor roll. Can we get this Eliodon out of here? Come on. Get the Eliodon out of here. Eliodon. There we go. That's on the hit. It's not on the damage. Needed that on the damage. There we go. And blasting. And blowing up my own stuff, which never feels good. Charge. Hits. Damage. Going to get him just down to a couple pips left. And then this one will knock him the rest of the way out. Really felt the sting of taking second sight, and Hazaroth really just playing fully around it for the most part. Really was a non-spell. I should have taken red line. Always take red line. Always take your damage buff. Into what I was attempting to do here. Should have taken the damage buff. That's my bad. So that's a lesson learned for the next time I do this scenario, for certain. So now they're going to Mirage out of melee. And then we're going to charge that Tyrant with the Claw. Something happened there. I can't remember. Oh, I was doing a combined range attack with the rifle guys into the jack there. Then those guys are just running over to safety, charging in. It's from a technical standpoint. I think the commander needed to be the one that did the charge, but the result's going to be the same. Now they go in, do a bit of damage to him. Not a ton, but it's more the mobility factor that Mirage provides that unit. Positively just superior work. Now the prisoner's going to go in, and he's going to proceed to eat this unit alive. Just wrecks this unit completely. It is a wonder to behold. So he's going to Pac-Man all the way around it with Killing Spree. Just munching this unit.
The prisoner unleashed a killing spree on the raiders. Felling all of their number, and his blade was true as he dispatched the remaining war witch. In his blood-soaked rage he felt protection unlike he had ever felt.
Yeah, he's now up to +5 armor, having killed 5 units, or 5 individuals in that killing spree. Really strong showing here, and was not expecting that much out of unit. Hazaroth's going to go ahead and put up Shadowmancer to prevent being seen. Force Kishtar, if she wants somebody to see it, to spend 2 to give second sight again. Kishtar running, grabbing all the things, doing the power-ups. Then allocating some additional focus to the jacks, our personal pool. As we've reached that part of the fight. Doing an open fire into the prisoner with the cannon, with the belcher rather. Hits. And then blast damage. Take that one out. Take that one out. And then the last one going against myself, and I'll take a point. To the 4. All right. So commander's going to charge in. He's going to give himself a reroll as he charges. Hits him. 21, pow 12. Really strong roll there with Weapon Master, and that's going to be enough to dispatch him. He's going to go promptly double 1. Then he's going to hit with the head. Take him out with the head. Cannon into that one. It's going to miss, but then it hits. Going to boost the damage. Pow 10, arm 13. Needs an 8 to kill. She's got 5 boxes. Gets the 8. Promptly fails again, and then does it. Special Olympic, that one. That was tough. Now I'm going to unbridledly cheat. Because I do not have eyeless sight, and I'm going to pretend like I do. So we're going to roll through all of this, and then at the end of it, I'm going to realize I don't have eyeless sight, and it's going to get all rolled back. So, essentially, I just fired wildly into the night, hoping to hit something, and nothing was hit. So, then we're going to correct it and just move forward. And instead shoot at the Guardians, who I can't see, but I'll use the Belcher first. Try to take out the Soul Warden. And if I can get that, I get rid of their stealth. Because for a 6-point unit, it is a highly efficient little infantry unit that's done a lot of work this game. It's just been hyper annoying. So then, be sitting, realizing, slowly realizing my mistake, and then going, oh no. Pardon me. Yep, now realizing it, and clearing it off. Clearing the damage, because I'm an idiot. Moving back, and then moving the other way, and we'll shoot the Wardens. One of the other things that I totally forgot this game, particularly as the elves, was that I have the Stay Death ability with Hazaroth, and I didn't use it once. There was a lot of times I really should have used it. It would have made it even more annoying, and helped the cause even more than we already did this game. So they come around, just load up the Eliodon or the Ghast, there who's going to just get ready for life in the fast lane. And then this turn was just bad by me on the whole. I'm going to realize, hey, I've got 2 turns to get this tower down, and then I'm going to proceed to go slower than I should. Yet again. But they're going to combine ranged attack, hit that Tyrant again, really doing some nice damage to him over time without fear of retaliation, and then re-stealthing. Like that unit has just done work all game. Just sitting there in that trench, living its best life. Allocating focus from Kishtar to my 2 Tyrants. Doing a D6 repair on the Tyrant that was shot up pretty well. Getting 5 back. Solid repair. Yeah, that placement is not great. Running to turn 5, realizing that I am probably not winning this game. Unless I can get to that tower and really have hot dice. I begin my advance. And then I do an open fire. Think I do an open fire? Nope. We move him up. That's what we do. Well, can't see them because of stealth, but he's going to use tricksy AoEs to attack. 1 boost. Really should have just been 2 dice there because of the blast resistance granted by the trench. So still would have probably occurred because it's a 14 into a 13. Or, I'm sorry, it's a 10 into a 13. So now they're unstealthed. Rolling up the gun. Getting some hits. Rolling. Getting. Rolling. Getting. Blast. Boost. Gonna cheat again, gonna charge, then realize immediately he's stealthed because he kept the Shadowmancer up. And then go, you know what, I'm just gonna run. Just gonna run over here and live my life. So now we're gonna get to see the gas shine. Finally. Finally the gas is going to do something other than just be bait with Shadowmancer. It's his time to shine, baby. So, run. Dead. Just sit there and be awesome. Be awesome. Slow terror as I realize what's happened. Yeah, keep the escort. Throw a backup decel. move forward. Turn 6, I realize I have to do damage to this tower now. And slowly realizing what I've got to do to make all this work. Getting ready for it. Getting ready to try to make all this work. Calculating. Recalculating. Verifying the win condition is what I was doing there for the defender. So allocating a bunch. Hoping that they can be my hope. Because again, I played this terribly as the attacker. It's not what you want to do. You need to be much more aggressive than how I played this. Shouldn't have been too scared of the Eliodon. Hazaroth played a very strong game and still forgot a bunch of his rules. So, yep, she's going to run forward. She's going to try to put some shots into the tower. Yep. She's going to not run forward. She's going to walk forward, put some shots in the tower. She does. Does a bit of damage here. By her attack. And does no damage. She's dice off 7. Running forward, or walking forward. Need to roll. Just totally flubbed the cannon shot. But hits. Does a little bit of damage with the cannon, not much. Roll up get a whopping 2 shots. Volume fire. Not the best moment of this game. In fact, probably the worst moment of this game. It's does some damage. Does a decent amount of damage here. I think I end up doing like 21 total points of damage to the tower. The dice were not great to me, but I also was not aggressive enough in getting to the tower soon enough to take it down. But the Dead Elves did a really good job. They were a very lively defense. And I'm not able to get into melee with the tower, which is really the big hindrance here, because all I get is the 1 cannon shot. If I could get into melee, there's a possibility that I can win this, but I wasn't able to get into melee. And so the defenders win. Oh no. So the defenders win.
Hazaroth strode the battlefield as a juggernaut of death. His Hellraiser felling the strange warjacks these invaders had conjured. The signal had reached from here to the next warning station. The element of surprise had been lost to their enemy. As Hazaroth had promised, it was their enemy and not House Callis that field that day. Kishtar realized too late that the warning signal had successfully reached the reaches of the coast. She made an orderly retreat from the hamlet, back to the cover of the sea, where she would seek satisfaction against this creature of the night.